Chapter 22, Midnight, Bryant Street, South Vegas. A black sedan parks a few houses down the street from the house where Brian rents a room. The car's headlights turn off, but the car is left running. From the car, the occupants can see the house's front door, the front yard landscaped like a desert, the sidewalk leading to the front door, and a two-car garage. From their point of view, they can't see the opposite side of the two-car garage. "Which one is it?" says Sanchez. "3 houses down, that light-colored stucco house with the two-car garage," says a young man in blue. "How'd you get it?" asks a voice from the back seat. "One of the players of Kai is an employee from the casino. I got his address from the security computer." The young man looks down at his phone and reads, "Brian London, 30800 Melanie Lane, South Vegas, Nevada. Age 27. Position line cook. Status terminated. No rehire." From the back seat, an albino man in a white suit says, "Okay, here's the plan. I'll stand in front. We walk in a single file line. I'll shield us. When I get to the front door, Jay, you open it real quick. Then get to the back of the line, get out of the way." Jay, the young man in blue, nods his head. "Will do. I'll go on first. Then if I don't see anything immediately, we'll split up. Sanchez, go right. I'll go left. Jay, you watch our backs in the front door. Also, Sanchez, no verification of the coin first. Just terminate. I don't want a repeat of Honduras." "No problem," says Sanchez. The 3 men exit the car. Then in single file line they walk towards the front door of the light-colored house. Chapter 23, Night, Brian's room, South Vegas. After talking for a few more minutes, Brian, Will, and Kai decide to head out in the morning to find Maria, Kai's friend. Kai wanted to leave immediately, but after the blood loss and the strong pain pills, she let her head down on Brian's bed, and she was immediately asleep. Before going to sleep, Brian had a proposition for Will. "Hey, let's play some kart racing to unwind." "Okay, but only if you play for money. I don't play for free." "Okay, $1 a game." "$1? I'm not a cheap $1 whore." $2! "Deal." Brian's pretty good at the kart racing game, and he beats Will pretty easily in their first race. His raccoon-shaped racer flies by Will's dinosaur-shaped racer. However, on their second race, Will is able to win by shooting Brian's racer off the race course on the last turn on the last lap. Brian's raccoon makes a yelp as he falls into a giant pit. During the third race, Brian was soundly defeating Will. Then he feels a weird dropping sensation in his belly. Brian looks at Will. Will smiles and races past Brian as his racer once again plunges into a giant pit. "Hey! No cheating!" "There's no cheating. You're a player now. Use your coin to its full advantage against another player every chance you get, or you will lose." Brian again feels a dropping sensation in his belly. "Fine, I'll remember that. Thanks for the games. Let's get some sleep." "Not till you pay up, sucker," says Will as he hops up from the floor and holds his hand out. Brian laughs. He hands Will $2 from his now fat wallet. A trip to Whiskey Joe's had one small benefit. It filled his wallet, while allowing him to pay some bills. Coin in hand and $2 in the other, Will does a little hopping victory dance. "Oh yeah? Who's the racer? Who's the racer?" Then he wipes his brow and looks towards the AC unit. "Man, it's hot. I'm going to turn the AC up." Will walks to the AC unit and presses the down arrow extremely hard. "Hey, not so hard," says Brian. The clanking AC squeals and clanks. Then Will watches the AC slide out of its mooring in the window. With a loud screech, the AC falls into the walkway leading to the front door of the house. The AC makes an extremely loud crash as it hits the ground. Kai shoots up from the bed and looks at Will with wild eyes. Will looks down at the AC. He sees the front door of the house is open, and a few minutes later he sees a familiar face look out the front door. A young man in blue. The young man that shot him just a few hours ago. A killer. A player. "Run! They found us!" says Will. Kai hops out of bed. Brian scrambles up from the floor and they run for the door together. Will grabs a handful of game cartridges and he throws them out the window onto the sidewalk. Then he runs to his backpack and flings it to his back. He follows Brian and Kai out the door. They all run down the steps and into the garage. Jay hears a loud crash. He looks out the front door. He sees the wild-haired man in the window in a room above the garage. He yells into the house, "The garage!" He aims his gun at the window, but the man is gone. With his gun pointing up, he runs down the walkway towards the street and towards the sliding garage door. Unluckily for him, but luckily for Will, due to his coin, he slips on a golden game cartridge. He falls face first onto the concrete. In the fall, he accidentally bites his tongue and hits the ground with tremendous force. It causes him to lose his grip on the gun. It flies off into the desert landscape. After a moment, he gets up and staggers to the garage door. In the garage, Brian, Kai, and Will hop into the purple bug. Brian starts the car. "I forgot to open the garage door," thinks Brian. Then he hears a loud noise in front of him. He looks forward through the windshield, towards the house entrance door. He sees it sway and fall to the ground in multiple pieces. A man in a gray suit with a long sword steps in the garage. In a panic, Brian shifts the bug to the drive and drives forward towards the man. Before he hits the man, he hits an invisible wall. The bug crashes to a halt, and the front hood crumples. Brian's face hits the steering wheel. The rear tires start to spin and shoot black smoke into the air. When Brian looks up, he sees an extremely white man in a white suit standing a foot away from the crumpled front end of the car. Brian sees a man's hand is closed tight around a coin. Brian assumes this man is stopping the car from going forward, so he puts the car into reverse and hits the gas. "Screw the door!" Outside the garage, Jay finds a pin pad for the garage door, and while holding his coin, he touches the number pad. The garage door starts to slide up. He hears tires spinning and a loud roaring engine noise. Before he can move out of the way, a purple rocketing car slams into him. Jay's head and torso fly into the hole where the missing back window should be. His legs lay on the hot engine. When Brian backs up, he luckily misses hitting the sliding garage door. What? It's open! However, he hits something else. And he sees someone partially in the back seat with Will. "Ah!" screams Will at the top of his lungs. Will proceeds to punch the unwanted intruder. "Get him out! Get him out!" yells Kai. "I'm trying!" says Will as he continues to pound on the now unconscious man. Brian backs the car quickly away from the house, spins the wheel of the car, and slides it a short distance. Then he shifts the car into first gear. He aims down the street. Somewhere in his mad flight, Brian grabs his coin. He places it into his left hand. He grabs it tight. He thinks, "Find a safe route for all of us, away from here." He pushes the gas pedal to the floorboard, and the car shoots off down the street. Brian looks in the rearview mirror, and he sees Will pushing the unwanted passenger out the bug. The man falls in the street and rolls uncontrollably. He sees two other men approach the fallen man. They quickly run to a nearby car. Brian starts to feel some tugs in his belly. Following the coin's directions, he starts to turn left and right down random streets away from the danger, away from his home, away from his belongings, and away from his old life. Lost to him forever. Chapter 24. Night. North Vegas. After a dizzying amount of turns, Brian finds himself heading north on a Las Vegas freeway. Down one of the last exits before leaving the city and entering the harsh Nevada desert, he pulls off. He drives into a small shopping center and parks in front of an empty nail salon. "Okay, I think we're safe for now," says Brian, his ears ringing from the excessive wind and engine noise. "What happened?" says Kai. "I don't know. We were lucky to see the other players before they busted in and killed us," says Brian. "I felt the coin being used, but I thought it was Will." "I thought it was you," says Will, pointing at Brian. "I thought you were using your coin to look for my weakness, since I was kicking your cart butt." "Nope, and if it wasn't your luck, we would be dead at least 2 times by now. Don't you ever stop using that coin?" "Not really. Once I found out how to use it, I use it all the time, even for stupid stuff. Also, if I don't use the coin, I start to have the worst luck ever. And it's getting worse. I think if I stop using it now, a plane will fall on my head, or I'll be mauled by kittens, or I'll end up at a family reunion. You know, horrible stuff. Kind of like that movie with the logs and stuff that mush people into paste." It sounds like you're starting to get burned out. Players burned hot like the sun," says Kai. "Okay, I think it's time to get out of Vegas and find your friend Maria. I'll find us a safe route to Maria and away from those killers." Brian squeezes his coin. He feels the tug towards the harsh Nevada desert. "We need to go that way, but this car is trash. It probably won't make it out there in that extreme heat. Without AC, we won't either." "Okay, let's take a walk." "What? I'm not walking in that desert," says Kai. "No, around here. I feel like it's our lucky day. Something will come up." "We need to stop relying on your coin. It will backfire on us." "I'll slow it down, but we need to find a ride." "Fine, but I'm not walking far. My leg hurts." They all get out of the car. Will grabs his backpack from the back seat of the car. He shakes off some broken pieces of glass from his bag. Then He sees a silver glint amongst the pieces of safety glass on the floor. He reaches down and picks up a coin. He holds it up and sees an old-fashioned key shape stamped onto its face. Whoa! I told you it's my lucky day! Look what I found! Free anyone, just for one kiss! Brian and Kai turn to see Will holding 2 coins aloft. Another coin? You don't want it? Nah! 1 coin is enough for me! Brian looks at Kai. You should take it. But I don't really want it, says Kai hesitantly. She thinks, I just got rid of my coin. Can't quit being a player for even a few days. Look, we're in a lot of danger. The more resources we have, the better, says Brian. I'm having a hard enough time trying to figure out my coin. You've had a coin before. You'll be able to figure this one out faster than Will or I. Kai looks up to the sky, and she resigned herself to her fate. Fine, I'll take it, says Kai with a huff. Okay, it only costs 1 kiss from the pretty lady, says Will. Kai walks to Will. She quickly raises up on her toes and plants a quick kiss on Will's cheek. While Will is distracted, she grabs a key coin from his hand. You're lucky I don't kick you in the balls. Will places his hand on his just-kissed cheek. He looks at Brian, and he quickly raises his eyebrows up and down several times in a mocking gesture. Brian's face is at first unfazed by Will's antics, but then he pales as he realizes the coin's origin. Wait, did we kill that guy? That guy that I ran into? They were going to kill us, Brian. We had to defend ourselves. We have to play the game or we lose, and losing in this game is forever. We can't respawn like in your video games.